everyone. I'm Manasi and this is Mika. And we're here in conversation about the NVC Family Camp that we're going to be offering at the end of this year in Bangalore. Um, and Mika, I just wanted to say thank you for being here and being part of this. And I wanted to invite you to say a bit about yourself because this will be the first time that you're coming to India. And I'd love for us to get to know you a bit.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited. Let's see. I live in Vancouver. I'm Japanese Canadian. I've been doing NVC for 24 years now, ever since my son was 10 and he's now 34. Um, let's see. I'm a certified trainer right now, an assessor. And what I love most of all is not teaching NVC, but growing community in NVC. Um, I'm really passionate about parents becoming the kind of parents they want to be in this world. I, face some hardship and some challenges, and I have a whole bunch of grief around my parenting. So I really don't want to give the impression that I'm an expert, but I have since learned how to be even more relational and what heals connection. So I just so really wanting just to share this with people and just be in community, watch humanity grow even more human. That's what I get a kick out of.
I love that. Watch humanity be even more human. And I love that. I appreciate you saying that in so specific a way that it's not just about these moments of showing up perfectly, but moments of grief and pockets where needs were not met. Um, Especially in the context of family and for you parenting. And I can relate a bit because what eventually initially brought me to NVC was quite a bit of conflict in my family space or in my life. In the family that I was hoping to build and also family that I was already in. So I kind of, my guess is most of us who come to NVC show up from these spaces and want our lives to shift towards more nurturance. And the most we can do is keep walking towards it together.
Mhm.
What is a family camp? And I wanted to ask you that because you have quite a bit of experience with family camps. So, what is a family camp and how is it different from a standard NVC training?
Well, I've attended two different family camps in the US, um, and basically for about 5 to 7 days, families live together um, and attend. Let's see, it's a place for families to get to know each other. Um, there's unstructured time and structured time. And what's really wonderful is watching the children um, grow gradually more and more um, full, more more confident in reaching out and forming connections with all ages. I've seen children over the years form close friendships with people that they might never have had contact with. And what I've really noticed is in these families where NVC is part of the family culture, um, in their everyday life, they might feel a bit isolated because what's practiced at home is so different than what's practiced at school or outside or even with extended family. And so when people of like mind get together and then other they see that the children of these particular families see that when they express themselves, then adults from other places treat them with respect and dignity and delight in their unfolding and their growth. So that's been really wonderful. So the kids can feel like, oh, it's not my weird little family that does this thing, but it's a whole culture of respect and honoring dignity and really encouraging people to blossom. So I'm not sure I answered your question.
I think for me, but what's coming up for me is, I like this word that you use, the word culture, that it's no longer about what's in between you and me, or just interpersonally, or even in one small space, but it's a nurturing of a certain kind of culture of being with each other, with empathy, with honesty, with clarity, and yet with compassion. Um, um, and that goes beyond our weird little bubbles. It goes into more. And I think I felt quite inspired by a lot of the stuff that we've talked about over the last few months that we've been talking about this, because for me, culture is something we live every day at home. And so the idea that you can come to an event like this with a family, and then you have something nurturing, that something that grows together, and you can see different qualities that you want to live every day. I think that's really inspiring for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to give the impression that you have to come fully evolved and perfect in your NVC to attend. By living together side by side, we see each other in times of stress, in times of conflict, when there's tension, when there's disagreement between family members. And the thing is, you come as you are, and there's support and non-judgment. So instead of having to stuff it down or try not to save face, try not to show it, you can actually reach out to someone there for, I'm having a disagreement with my child, and can you come in and help us hear each other? Or my child is off having a great time with new friends. Can I get some much needed empathy, because I'm really depleted and needing to be nurtured myself. This is a place for nurturers to get nurturing. Manasi, when we were talking about family camp in India, I really loved how you defined family and what family means to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is family for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, for the family camp in India, we were very clear that this is open to all types of families. So all shapes, all sizes, all structures, all permutations, whether you're single or you have, most of your family is animals, or, you're part of a joint family, um, or you're a single parent, or you're separated, or you have, all kinds of constellations. Or you're simply coming with friends who feel like family to you. So everyone is welcome. And for me, this came from a question that I think has been alive for me almost all my life, about who is my family. And I'm still kind of framing my answer around that. It sort of emerged after my mom passed away. I lost her when I was about 11. And in a way, I also have the sense that she's not really gone. Like, so she's still around. It's not like and at the same time, there is a sort of tangible loss of a parent there. And yet, in the way that I was brought up after that, by my dad, but also by community around us, there was the sense of that the word family means more than this little structure that is given to us. This social label of family is very different from the lived experience of family. So I think for the camp, staying with the question, for me, it's about who you would come with as family is whoever you would show up for again and again, and whoever you would trust to show up for you again and again, even if it's really, really imperfect, even if you're constantly squabbling, even if you're whatever form that shows up in, the people you show up for again and again, I think, are your family. So that could be anyone. And it could also just be yourself, and that is also perfectly okay. I mean, I'm recently divorced, and my family is largely cats. And we can't really welcome cats to the family camp just yet. We haven't found an adequate venue, but I want to say that people like me who are still framing their notion of family are also very, that's what that means. Yeah.
Thank you. I love that expansive definition. I would add that I think this camp would be really beneficial for people who are committed to each other. So if in your friend group, you know that you're going to work through tensions or misunderstandings or conflicts, and you're committed to do that, or you want to come by yourself and learn the tools and skills on how to do that, or you even want to see it happening in front of you so that you can believe it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a great place for people who want to learn.
What happens in these camps that makes it so nurturing? What can people expect from a family camp?
So families live together for 5 to 7 days and share meals and share tasks, like caring for the camp, offering sessions. It's not all standard NVC. We're not putting the parents into seminars on NVC and then warehousing the children. It's an organic place to live and be with each other. So there'll be structured time, like a morning gathering. And then there'll be sessions offered in different parts of the camp. And the sessions are not necessarily explicit learning. There could be play. So in one part of the camp from the hours of from 2 to 4, there could be playing with water and with adult supervision. But everyone's welcome to play with the water. Or there could be a project of building using power. This actually happens in some of the camps when there's somebody who's a teacher who comes and he brings power tools and he supports children to learn how to use the different tools with utmost safety. But the children then get this sense of agency and pride in their accomplishment when they build a little structure together and show it off at the end of the week. And so there are activities for all ages. And then, yes, then there are places where the adults can go and learn specific skills, and children are welcome there. Children also get to say what maybe a bit older children can say, actually, in this zone for this time, we want this to be just for the ages of 13 to 18, or they get to decide and get support in deciding and working through agreements where questions around safety and choice are respected. So by learning and building, collaborating on these projects, we get to learn about decision making and agreement setting and what happens if an agreement is broken. So all of these things, these skills are kind of organically learned and shared during the course of the day. Then we'll have an evening session where we share what happened and what you're pleased about and what needs are still not being met to full satisfaction. And then it's a place for requests and a place where children get to be empowered to speak about their experience in front of a group. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. And I think I want to just add a little bit there. There's just that in terms of, for me, one of the other pieces that I think that we're also building together is a space where anyone can kind of contribute. So it doesn't just have to be Mika and Manasi will offer certain kinds of sessions, which of course we will. And at the same time, it might be kids offering sessions or parents offering sessions or volunteers offering sessions. And it could be basically kind of a cornucopia of what we want to build together as a community. So it's community programming in that sense.
Exactly. Yeah, some of my my most funnest memories are just playing. So an afternoon blowing bubbles, giant soap bubbles.
Yeah, I think that would be the session that I would go to. Giant soap set.